RH factors or rhesus factor. In our previous video, I already taught you guys about these ABO blood groups and how ABO blood groups are coded with ABO alleles. So this we have already learned. Now we are going to learn the RH factor or rhesus factor. So I'm just going to explain you only about the RH factors in this video. In my consequent videos, I will be posting one by one about this RH factor. And one important thing about this RH factor is it's kind of a tricky part. Unless until you understand, it will be very hard for you to learn it. So I want you guys to just pay attention and listen when I teach you. So let's start with the ABO blood groups. Okay, so in our previous video, whatever I taught you, I'm just going to briefly recollect so that you will understand in a better way. Fine. So we know we have commonly 4 blood groups, right? So A, B, O and AB. So on the surface of the A blood group, especially on the surface of the red blood cells, we'll have A antigen. If you take B blood group, we'll have B antigens, right? Likewise, they will also have B antibodies. Likewise, this will have A antibody, and when you talk about O blood group, they will not have any antigen on the surface, right? A or B antigen won't be on the surface of the red blood cell, but still they will have another antigen which is H antigen, and I also told you this H antigen is a precursor of both A as well as B antigen. This we have learned it, right? If you still didn't watch the video, please go and watch the video and come back. Now, so we know on the surface of the O blood group, on the surface of the red blood cells of O blood group, we don't have any antigens, which means A or B. When you take AB, they will have both A as well as B antigens on their surface, right? So again, so here this will not contain any antibodies, so no A or B antibodies. So if you take O blood group, they will contain both A as well as A and B antibodies. So this is the reason why O blood group can give blood to every group and AB blood group can receive blood from everyone. Since O blood group doesn't have this A as well as B antigen on their surface, they can give blood to everybody else, and also they have both A and B antibodies. And when you talk about AB blood group, since they have both A as well as B antigen, they can get blood from everyone else since they don't have any A or B antibodies, right? So this we have already learned in our previous class. I hope you guys still remember that. Now let's get back to these RH factors. So this RH, the word RH has come from the rhesus monkey, which is also scientifically known as Mecca rhesus. So let us just go back little earlier and find out why this RH factor and why it is named as RH factor in those days. Okay, so the scientists Carl Landsteiner and Wiener in 1940, they did an experiment with a monkey as well as a rabbit. So what they did, so they collected the red blood cells, or as we can say simply, they collected the blood and transfused that blood into rabbit blood system. So what happened, this rabbit started developing antibodies. Okay, so here you can see, so as soon as we transfused monkey's blood into rabbit, the rabbit started developing antibodies because it doesn't recognize the antigen present in this monkey's red blood cell. So what they did, again they collected this antiserum. Okay, antiserum are nothing but the plasma which contains the antibodies. Okay, so they collected the antiserum and again transfused back into the monkey. So what happened, the monkey showed 100% agglutination. So remember in my previous video I told you, so if you transfuse A blood group with B blood group, what happens? The antibody that presents in the B blood group will not recognize the A antigen and it will start attacking then agglutination takes place, right? The clumping of particles will take place, right? So likewise here, the red blood cells will also contain some antigen, okay? So this rabbit blood system, immune system doesn't recognize that antigen and it start attacking and producing antibodies, okay? So what they did, they collected that antibodies containing the antiserum and transfused into monkey's blood and found that the monkey's blood showed 100% agglutination, which means the antibody started attacking every red blood cells because the antibody doesn't recognize the antigen present in the monkey. So again what they did, they collected the same antiserum, okay, so they collected the same antiserum and again they transfused that antiserum into human blood groups, okay. So in human blood, when they transfused, they found 80% of agglutination. So what it means? It means the antigen which is present in the monkey is also present in human, okay. So they named that antigen as D antigen, okay. So they briefly, let me briefly recall. So they did an experiment with a monkey and rabbit. So they transfused monkey's blood into rabbit and rabbit blood system didn't recognize the antigen present in the monkey's red blood cell and it started attacking red blood cell and produced antibodies. So they collected the antibodies or else we can say the antiserum plasma and transfused into monkey's blood and found the monkey's blood showed 100% agglutination. Again they used the same antiserum into humans and also found in humans also we have 80% agglutination. So what it means? It means the antigen which is present in the monkey is also present in the 80% of the population of humans. So then they named that particular antigen as D antigen, okay. So people with D antigen are called Rh positive, okay. People without this D antigen are called Rh negative. So now you guys might have an idea about what is Rh positive and Rh negative. Now let's get back to the blood system, I mean blood group, okay. So we have commonly 4 blood groups, right? A, B, O and AB, right? So remember, or else you must have heard it somewhere else. People used to say sometimes A positive blood is required or A negative blood is required. So it is based on this Rh factor only. Say for example, here this particular A blood group has this antigen. What is this antigen? This antigen is a D antigen, okay. So likewise this blood group, B blood group has this antigen, D antigen. Likewise here O blood group also has this D antigen on the surface of the red blood cells. So as I told you, people with this D antigen are called Rh positive, without this D antigen are called Rh negative. So in this all this combination we have D antigen on the surface of the red blood cell, then we call this as A positive. So here we cannot find any D antigens, right? So it is A negative or Rh negative. Likewise B positive, B negative, O negative. Is it O negative? No, it is O positive because we have the D antigens on the surface of the O blood cells. Here we don't have the D antigen, then it is O negative or Rh negative. Likewise we have AB positive and AB negative. So we know up to this. Now when you talk about natural population, the D antigen seems to be prevalent or dominant, okay. The D antigen is a dominant when compared to Rh negative, okay. So this happened in 1940 and we found out that D antigen is also there in the human population. We named them as what Rh positive, or according to the blood group we are naming them as A positive, B positive, O positive, or AB positive, right? So when you take a natural population, say for example we have Rh positive people and Rh negative people. So naturally the people with Rh negative, I mean those who do not have this D antigen on the red blood cells, they will not have any antibodies for this D antigen, which means they will not develop any antigens for the antibodies for D antigen, because they don't have to, right? So they are simply without the D antigens. So what happens when they are exposed to, say for example, I am just going to expose this A positive blood into A negative, which means the Rh positive blood group into Rh negative person. So what happens? Naturally they don't have any antibodies for the D antigen, right? Remember, Rh positive means D antigen is on the surface of the red blood cell. So naturally they don't develop this D antigen on the antibodies for the D antigens. But when they are exposed, what happens? They will start developing the antibodies. So that antibodies are called D antibodies. Okay. So this Rh factor is immunogenic. Okay. This is the reason why they are called immunogenic, which means it starts attacking, right? It starts producing the antibodies and start attacking the red blood cells, because it doesn't recognize the D antigen, so it produces the antibodies and start attacking it, right? So this is what we call immunogenic. Immunogenic means immune response is being expressed even though we are same blood group. See, this is also a blood group and this is also a blood group, same blood group only, but still this doesn't have D antigen, since we call them Rh negative, and this has D antigen. Since it doesn't have D antigen, what it does, it starts developing antibodies, and these antibodies are what we call D antibodies. Since they produce this antibodies, they starts attacking the red blood cells of the A positive, and this response is what we call immunogenic. Okay. So initially they don't express much effect to the person. Say for example we have transfused this A positive blood into A negative blood group. So nothing will happen. Only what you find, the blood cells will be killed or destroyed by the antibodies produced by the A negative blood group. So those antibodies only we call D antibodies. So we'll see the genetic factor and Razor and Fisher's hypothesis, Wiener hypothesis in another video. So up to this we'll just recollect what we learned in a brief way. So we learned that in 1940 Carl Landsteiner and Wiener did an experiment with a monkey and rabbit. They transfused monkey's blood into rabbit. Since rabbit blood doesn't recognize the antigen present in the monkey, it starts producing the antibodies. So they collected the antiserum and again transfused that antiserum into monkey's blood and found 100% agglutination. So then they found out there is an antigen that doesn't recognize. There is an antigen which is being destroyed by the antibodies created by the rabbit system. In simple, we can see in another way, like the antigen presence in the red blood cells of the monkey is not the same as the rabbit. So what happened? Again they collected the same antiserum and injected into human blood and found 80% agglutination, which means 80% of people showed agglutination. Remaining 10 to 20% did not show agglutination. So they named that specific antigen as D antigen. Okay. So people with this D antigen are called Rh positive. People without this D antigen are called Rh negative. So apart from D antigen, we also have CE antigen, which I will be explaining in another video. And remember, naturally occurring population, if a person is Rh negative, they will not have antibodies for the D antigen, but when they are exposed, when the blood of RH positive is transfused or exposed, then what happens? It starts producing the antibodies. Those antibodies are called D and the antibodies. So such kind of response is what we call immunogenic response. Okay, I hope you all understood. I'll see you guys in another video with genetic factor. Take care guys.